Okay, in this video, I'm going to continue on talking about this woman, Connie. She's like, let's say 69, 70 years old in this. And there's a whole bunch of videos about what happened and how it happened and all that. And that she decided she was going, after seeing, how one does such bad business, a delivery service, she decided she's going to make her own delivery service. Hope you're watching. And so she's, going to start her own. She talked to her lawyers, all that kind of thing. And she's a wealthy woman, and her doctor said, she needs something to do to keep herself active. But the elders of the county, there was a lot of problems going on in the county, and some of them were like threats to the elders of the county. Now the elders, some of them, they live on these ranches and a mansion, but because of what was going on in the county, and the county had a lockdown for, this is early 2020, it had a lockdown as it was. And well, they moved the elders, they split them up to different ranches because they weren't going to be allowing anybody to come in. And they split them up in different ranches, and the mansions on there were dude ranches and where people stayed basically. And they wanted to get all of the elders that they possibly could in there. Now, everybody has a choice, they don't tell anybody you have to do this, but usually it's been part of their, their upbringing, their culture, their heritage, their, traditions and everything, that the elders, people listen to them. Very wealthy county. These are people who really know what they're doing, and they're really good, decent people along this line. So people usually listen to them, and even the elders listen to the elders, their elders. And well, the elders, they wanted all of the elders, like I said, but especially one of them, some of them, and one of those that they especially wanted was Connie. Okay, now one of the reasons they wanted Connie there was because they had heard that she was the person who had basically rescued another woman named Ruth, R-U-T-H, and who was, they found her. Connie found her on an old, those old highways that just have one lane going each direction, out in the wooded areas in Texas, and real dark, no street lights, that kind of place. And she was just walking, Ruth was, and Connie was driving. And she pulled over and picked her up and took her to a cafe that was, out there. And Ruth just kind of disappeared, so she felt, well, maybe she found somebody to come pick her up or something. Something was going on. So she left. Well, now, Ruth told a different story. She saw it all different. When they finally come and picked her up, the police and all that, and she saw it all different. But she had been kind of like, they discovered, had a concussion. Ooh, that sun is right in my eyes, and I can't fix it here. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. And so, she was pretty much dazed, confused, perhaps, and both of them, they just weren't clicking right. And there was too much kind of miscommunication. Plus, it didn't help that Ruth had a slight, had a concussion, and she couldn't remember things either, like, before the past few minutes. And so anyway, now the elders found out that it was Connie, but Connie wasn't hiding it. It was just that Connie thought she picked up somebody on the, on that highway. Connie's, like I said, 69, 70, and she brought her to a cafe, and the woman left. That's all she saw it as. Nothing else behind it, but there was. And, that kind of thing happens. And so, okay, and there's something that, people are, like the sheriff's department and such, the enforcement all around, they're starting to realize something's going on, and the elders especially, because they have been getting threats, they need to be on those ranches where they have a lot of security, and you know, until they find out what's going on. The enforcement finds out what's going on and stops it. So they've been trying. Connie's one of them. They had been trying before all this too, because they invite everybody who, once they become an elder. Back then, it was once they turned 70 years old, 70 years old. And but because of what was going on, they were had gone down to like 65, and some exceptions of younger ones, and especially, you know, people that had you know, had some challenges and everything. They got them on you know, in different kind of ranches and stuff, because they would have their own you know, medical clinics, healthcare at these places and all that. So but they had basically, these elders got younger ones too, as many as they could, you know, who would want to leave their homes and go stay in these, so that way they didn't have to secure each house, you see, you know, that they lived in. They would have all of them living at in these mansions, you know, that were used for the dude ranches. And you know, so they went ahead and did that. Don't you just love it when somebody goes to a lot of trouble just to get in front of you, just to turn in front of you and slow you down? Seriously, it just happened. Yeah. Anyway, and then the car behind me honked. What? I couldn't move because he wouldn't slow down. Anyway, he stopped almost, practically, seriously, to turn. And oh, I don't know if this is the road that ends all of a sudden, this lane, or what. And the sun is right in my eyes. So, real life happens in a real video. So anyway, where was I? With Connie and all that. You know, so they wanted to get her. So they had already sent her a letter, you know, inviting her, and she just ignored them. You know, Connie's very independent. She just, you know, she's wealthy. She lives by herself in her own house. But they'd also been hearing things about her neighbor. She lives in Bella, Texas. And right behind it is it's actually called the Outlaws, Texas, which is pretty bad. You know, they have a reputation. No place should have a reputation, because not everybody that lives there is that way. You know, a bad reputation. No, it has that. Well, but, you know, her neighbors, there's a video about that. They're pretty bad. And she's, you know, spunky and all this, and she decided to do her way, but they've been hearing about that, and they don't think it's too safe. You know, she's an independent person and all that. She can, you know, they don't own her, but they still worry about her. Well, when they found out about Ruth, they called her in about all of that, because that made it even worse. That they really needed to protect her, and when they told her, you know, Connie's a no-nonsense type person, you know, when it comes to something, her life or death or something like that, and they told her, she moved in right then. You know, she started getting ready to packing her stuff that day after she got home, and they moved her in there, and all that. Okay, now that did, you know, of course here she is, she's getting ready to have this business, and she's going to run it from her home and all this kind of stuff. A lot of things going, but life is more important than a job. You know, I mean, she would own it. She'd be the owner, but life is more important than money. Okay, you know? And whatever she was doing, she's no nonsense. She knows how she wants to think about things and how she should think about things. That car's going way too fast. I'm glad I didn't go ahead and turn, especially with the sun right in my eyes. But that car was going way too fast. And I guess since they're turning, I can turn too. Yeah. Anyway, so she packed it up and moved in, but she still had things she had to, you know, take care of and all. I'm going to go get me a hamburger. I'll have to get the buns. That's how I do it. Okay, I wasn't going to go there. That was a long wait, it looked like. So I'll go see what else. I don't even know if there's anything else that way. Come on, you have the right of way. I'm going this way. I could have my blinker on. They could too. I can admit when I'm wrong. But anyway, oh, here goes more sun in my eyes. So anyway, So they move her, but she still doesn't know, you know, what is she going to do about her business and all that. And yeah, she's going to have to do something about it. So she decides, you know, that she has a niece she was born late in her parents. Her parents had her late in life, and they had another one earlier in life. Her sister. Well, her sister's gone, but Amanda is the daughter, and that's her niece, and her, you know, they're close enough in age to kind of feel like they, you know, she's your young aunt or aunt, depending on how you pronounce it, and so she's going to, you know, she thinks she lives in the county in one place, and maybe she would want to do it herself because she's been saying that she wants something to do. They come from a really wealthy family, and they usually do projects to kind of like help out, or, you know, whatever it is. They usually don't have real, you know, I'm not going to say real jobs, because volunteer work is real work. I've done it. Yeah. And so she wants something to do, and she said that might be something that, you know, she can do. And she would make some money, but like I said, they come from a wealthy family. They don't really worry about money. Many of the people in that county come from wealthy families, except those live in the outlaws. Some of them do, but they don't really worry about money. And so they're gonna, you know, she's gonna talk to her, and she, when she finds out all that, she had already. I should have said this would happen before then, about the business, and she had already, you know, introduced it to Amanda when she did, but right after that is when she found out, you know, that they want her to move in, and, you know, all that. Okay, man, it was hard enough to navigate to get in here. Then they had two different people trying to talk to me. This happens to me all the freaking time. They can't understand me. This is Texas. I'm Texan. They're Texan. There was no reason they couldn't understand me, but they can't. I'm like, what the crap is all that about? You know, seriously. Whoa. Can't see around. I'm going to get out of this crazy. Right in the middle of rush hour traffic. Well, it's actually before rush hour traffic should have started, but yeah, this is crazy. And so right in the middle of it. Anyway, so Connie, you know, like I said, all this kind of stuff all happened around the same time, and she did get Amanda, you know, somewhat on board with it, but she knows her niece and really well, and she kind of wonders what's going on with her niece. Well, okay, I'm wondering what's going on here. Am I going to be able to get out here? But hopefully not get any nails in my. I haven't had that happen. I only have 4,602 miles on this thing, and I already had a flat because of nails, and I'm picky usually. Anyway, she's wondering about her because she's always kind of wondering if Amanda had more than, you know, had what some refer to as multiple personality disorder. I don't know where you're going. You don't have a blinker on. You just seem to be sitting there. Whoa, I better get myself out there. They all of a sudden, boom, there was a whole bunch of people. No wonder that one was sitting there. Whew, scared me. But anyway, she's always wondered about her and wondered if she did, but she, you know, she knows that Amanda gets very, very touchy about it. That if she says anything, because sometimes she just doesn't seem like herself. You know, sometimes. But there's some videos about Amanda as it is. And but she wants to keep Amanda busy, and if she can help Amanda, she understands Amanda's family, how it all went, her siblings, and how horrible they were to her, and you know, whatever help she can she'll give her. But Amanda, is really, Amanda and Connie really are the only family that they feel like they have left. Connie doesn't like to deal with Amanda's family. Okay, she knows how bad they are. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up and continue to fight rush hour traffic here. That was scary, that one. Because I was looking and there was nobody. Then all of a sudden, boom, there were a whole bunch of people. Wow, that's scary. Anyway, I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.